Students, now we are going to learn about the structure and functions of another biomolecule that are lipids. So, the main biological function of lipid, that is, it acts as rich source of energy. Fats contain large amounts of energy when compared to carbohydrates. The fats contain more amount of energy. The amount of energy in fat, that is more than double the amount present in equal weight of carbohydrates. Equal weight la carbohydrates um lipids um eduthal carbohydrates ne kayinum രണ്ടിരട്ടി energy ആ ലിപ്പിഡിനകത്ത് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. And the second function is it's a storage form of energy. The excess energy rich compounds taken into the body, that is converted into fat and stored it for a longer period. If our body consumes large amount of food or energy rich compounds than it needed, ആവശ്യമുള്ളതിലും കൂടുതൽ ഫുഡ് കഴിച്ചാൽ what will happen? That energy or that energy is converted into fats and stored in the body for a longer period. Body adu fat aayittu convert cheyidu store cheyidu vekkum. And the third function is thermal insulation. The subcutaneous fat deposited under the skin that serve as an efficient heat insulator, preventing the loss of body heat. As you know, fat is a poor conductor of heat, and so fat gives that adipose tissue its insulating capabilities. Adipose tissue, as you know, this adipose tissue insulates against uncontrolled heat loss from the body to environment. നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിയിൽ നിന്ന് ഹീറ്റ് ലോസ് ആവാതെ വാം ബോഡി ആയിട്ട് കീപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഫാറ്റ് സഹായിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. സബ്ക്യൂട്ടേനിയസ് ഫാറ്റ്, ആസ് ദ ടേം ഇംപ്ലൈസ്, the fat deposited under the skin. That's subcutaneous fat that serves as an efficient heat insulator. Okay. And the fourth function is the lipids helps the formation of membranes. Membranes means any biological membrane, whether it is plasma membrane or nuclear membrane. These lipids are important components. Example, phospholipids and lipoproteins are important constituents of the biological membrane system. And the next function is transportation of fat soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins are dissolved in fats. Okay, so these fat soluble vitamins are absorbed and transported in dissolved form in fats. If it is dissolved in fats, then only it can absorb and transported. And the next function of lipids means some of the lipids act as hormones. Best example, steroid hormones. The steroid hormones are actually lipids which are derived from cholesterol. So these steroid hormones are very important in regulating the body functioning. And another biological function of lipids, that means it acts as an electrical insulator. As you know, the fat is a non-conductor of electricity. So it forms an effective insulation around the nerves, preventing the dissipation of impulses. You know, myelin sheath is present in nerves, myelinated neurons. So this myelin sheath that is rich in lipids and form insulation around the neurons that allow them to transmit nerve signals at high speed. ഇതൊരു myelin sheath ലിപ്പിഡ് സോൺ ആണ്. എക്സാമ്പിൾ കൊളസ്ട്രോൾ, myelin sheath is rich in lipids like cholesterol. So it acts as an electrical insulator around the nerves, preventing the dissipation of impulses or allow the nerves to transmit the nerve signals at high speed. Impulses dissipate ചെയ്ത് പോവാതെ impulsesനെ വളരെ സ്പീഡിൽ ട്രാൻസ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഈ ലിപ്പിഡ്സ് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, ബിക്കോസ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ ഇൻസുലേറ്റർ. And next, these lipids act as a non-polar solvent. You know, many of the substances polar materials that are, non-polar materials that are not dissolved in water or any polar solvents. So these type of non-polar materials are dissolved in these lipids. Lipids act as solvents for dissolving various non-polar materials. And the another function is prostaglandins, actually, which are modulators of hormone action, and these compounds act as a secondary messenger. So these prostaglandins are all lipids. And the next, you know the importance of vitamin D in the body. So this vitamin D is synthesized in the body itself with the help of sunlight, that you know. But this vitamin D is synthesized from a lipid molecule, which is that cholesterol. And last biological function, that is some of these lipids, like you know, essential fatty acids like linoleic and linolenic acids, which are needed for the normal functioning of skin tissues. So healthy skin tissues, this linoleic and linolenic fatty acids are needed. So these are the major biological functions of lipids. These lipids, the main biosynthetic organelle of lipid is endoplasmic reticulum, okay, which produces the structural phospholipids and cholesterol. Actually, these are synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum. Lipids are a group of heterogeneous compounds, and these lipids are characterized by their insolubility in water. They are insoluble in water and other polar solvents, but they are soluble in organic non-polar solvents. Lipids are highly reduced and contain large number of hydrogen atoms and lesser number of oxygen atoms. These are some characters of these lipids. Then about the structure of these lipids, actually lipids are triacyl glycerols, or it is triglycerides. So how these lipids are formed? As you know, lipid is a macromolecule. It is formed by the combination of two molecules, that glycerol and fatty acids. Actually, lipids are triglycerides. Tri means three. That means a molecule of lipid that is formed by the combining or combination of one molecule of glycerol with the 3 molecule of fatty acid. This is a molecule of glycerol, one molecule of glycerol. Here you can see 3 molecule of fatty acid. This is first fatty acid, this is second fatty acid, and this is third fatty acid. So then 3 fatty acid molecules are present. So this one molecule of glycerol joined with the 3 molecule of fatty acid by a special type of bond, then we will get a triglyceride. So this is a lipid molecule. It is a triester of glycerol. Why it is known as ester? These are combined by ester bond. As peptide bond in proteins or glycosidic bond in carbohydrates, in the case of lipids, the name of bond is ester bond. How this ester bond is formed? You just see, the glycerol molecule is having 3 OH groups here. Okay. So the hydrogen of this OH combines with this OH group. So then we will get releases one molecule of water, and here an ester bond is formed. Like that, in these 3 cases of fatty acid, ഈ OH, ഈ ഫാറ്റി ആസിഡിൻ്റെ ഈ OH, അതുപോലെ ഗ്ലിസറോളിൻ്റെ ഈ OH, ഇവിടെ റിയാക്ഷൻ നടന്ന് ഓരോ സ്ഥലത്തു നിന്നും 1 molecule of water molecule റിലീസ് ആവുന്നു. സോ എസ്റ്റർ ബോണ്ട് ഈസ് ഫോംഡ് ഹിയർ. So that's why it is known as triester of glycerol. So in this figure you can see this is a molecule of glycerol, one molecule of glycerol. This is a fatty acid chain. Okay, then 3 fatty acid molecules. Here you can see that carboxylic acid group under here ester bond is forming. So this is in this way the lipid molecule are formed. Actually, it is formed by the combination of one molecule of glycerol and 3 molecule of fatty acid by ester bond. So you just listen. ഈ ഗ്ലിസറോളിലെ ഇവിടെ ഒരു OH ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ഉണ്ട്, ഫാറ്റി ആസിഡിൻ്റെ OH, ഇത് ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫാറ്റി ആസിഡ്. അപ്പം ഈ ഫാറ്റി ആസിഡിൻ്റെ ഈ OH ഗ്രൂപ്പ്, ദിസ് OH ഗ്രൂപ്പ് combines with the H group of OH of the glycerol. ഇത് ഈ OH combines with ഇവിടുത്തെ H ആയിട്ട്, ഈ OHൻ്റെ H മാത്രം എടുക്കും, ഇവിടുത്തെ OH എടുക്കും. So H2O. H2O is releasing and that bond is formed, CO bond. Like that here also, ഇവിടുന്നും ഈ OHൻ്റെ H എടുക്കും, ഈ OH ആയിട്ട് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്യും, H2O release ചെയ്യും. So CO bond is formed. The third OH group is also reacts in the same way with this third fatty acid molecule. So here you can see 3 ester bond. Okay, ester bonds are forming. So that's why it is known as triester. Three ester bonds of glycerol. Okay, this is the molecule of glycerol, and these are 3 fatty acids. Here you can see CO bond, ester bond, 1, 2, 3 ester bonds. You just note down one thing, that esters, actually lipids are esters of fatty acids with an alcohol. Okay, an ester is formed when an acid reacts with an alcohol. ഈ ആൽക്കഹോൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇവിടെ ഞാൻ എക്സാമ്പിളായിട്ട് ഗ്ലിസറോൾ എടുത്തതേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഓക്കെ, ആക്ച്വലി ആൻ എസ്റ്റർ ഈസ് ഫോംഡ് വെൻ ആൻ ആസിഡ് റിയാക്ട്സ് വിത്ത് ആൻ ആൽക്കഹോൾ. ആൽക്കഹോൾ ഏത് ആൽക്കഹോൾ വേണമെങ്കിലും ആവാം. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു.